New York Comic Con has a very special place in my heart.
Every year I look forward to Comic Con. The community is awesome. People are super friendly. It's like
you can just be yourself.
It's very exciting to see other people express. It's really special. I mean, I feel like we kind of speak
It took a while before I realized that I wasn't alone in the world.
It's 100 worlds in one.
It's just home.
So yes, we were just talking about Judy, and now we also would like to talk about Penny.
That's all right. I'll watch.
No. But I have to say, one of the moments I loved was in one of the early episodes where Penny steals. She kind of like mobilizes to go and find their parents, while Judy's trying to do things the kind of like ABC way, and at the end you go, okay, can you go back to being you so I can go back to being me? And I loved it. One thing I love about Penny is that she is just a regular girl that's in space. She wants to meet a boy, and
oh yeah, she does real bad. Real bad.
So can you talk about what you like about Penny?
Yeah.
And where would you like to see her go in season 2?
When I read episode 1 of season 1 and kind of through season 1 watching her grow a little bit, I loved immediately how she was who she was no matter what, and she doesn't put up any kind of mask to fit in anywhere, even though she knows that she could. And as I got to be with her through season 2, you see that she is smarter than she gives herself credit for, and she could take down some mastermind and still feel bad about the fact that she's not space oriented like her brother and sister, or feel like she doesn't fit into this family. She's observant, and she understands people sometimes more than they understand themselves. And I guess what I love about her the most is that she realizes she's not an action hero. You don't need to be front and center all the time. There's power in empowerment, and she uses empowering those around her as her act of heroism. She's a guide more than anything, and I admire a lot about her, and I think what I want to see her do, or kind of the growth that I would like to see her have, is realizing that in herself a little bit more, and realizing how useful she is, because she undermines herself quite a lot.
Now, Judy seems to have a very complex relationship with her mother. I mean, she's kind of living under the shadow of this giant. Can you talk about the playing that mother-daughter relationship for you, and where would you like to see your character go in season 2?
I love that question because it's really smart. I don't know if that's picked up on a lot of people thought about.
Well, you play it well. You play it well, I think. Because you play it as you have a lot of internal things going on, but you have to stay in the moment. That's great. Go ahead.
It's like I'm trying to figure it out myself. Kind of, she didn't see her dad around a lot. He was obviously away, and so when you see your mom and you're kind of the older child, even if it's by a couple of years, you see kind of more of the reality of the situation from your parents, right? And I think that's what she saw. She saw how disappointed her mom was, how let down she was at times, how she kind of had to do everything on her own. And as the oldest sibling, you kind of take like almost the partner role to your parent that has been abandoned, and you think in a way like we're the team and we are running the household, and it's us against the world. And then in that there's also sort of this like this deep admiration that has so many layers. It's like kind of, I don't know exactly how to explain it because I don't even know if I fully understand it, but I think she's so terrified of letting her mother down. And if she did with her dad, that would be one thing because he's let her down and she's put guards up with him, but she doesn't have that with her mom. And so I think because of the nature of Maureen and how much Judy's like an overachiever and really wants to do the best she can and is like scared that she's not all the things that people tell her she is, like smart and she's accomplished a lot at a young age, and people put all those titles on you and you're like, am I those things or am I just a phony? Like I have imposter syndrome. So yeah, I'm interested to see how the relationship is going to progress, honestly. I don't know, and I was thinking about that earlier today, that I wanted to see more of Maureen and Judy, because I think it's a really complicated relationship that's not that we don't see them together quite a lot. It's pretty selective, their scenes.
I was going to say, and I thought that's a great question as well too. Your character Judy shows a lot of vulnerability, which you spoke about. And so, watching the movie Escape Room, I see a lot of the dynamics that kind of like float across the board there too. So, is this a role that you're really comfortable in, and does any of this kind of like transpire into your own personal life?
Well, I mean, I see my character in Escape Room and Judy similar in some ways, different in a lot. My character in Escape Room is, much more fearful, and you can see that. And she's kind of like a loner, and she's likes being in the background. I don't think Judy's the same. She's kind of like, is comfortable being the golden child. I think I don't know, maybe it's just something like with me, perhaps, I'm not sure. I don't see the vulnerability. Like, I don't look at myself and go, gosh, Taylor, like, you're so vulnerable. Or I think I'm really going to try to infuse this. I think I just, unfortunately, at times, I can't hide how I feel on my face. Yeah. And so I have to be really careful about it because I'm really bad at lying in here. Yeah. So I think sometimes when I actually feel like really scared, that comes through no matter how hard I'm trying. And what I like about the roles that I've been cast in and which I think is cool about how times are changing is I don't feel like I'm the version of strong that's like, she is strong and she has no faults. She is strong and she's perfect. Like, I don't think that's what you see in either of those characters. And I don't think I don't think I can actually do that because I have so many like different versions of myself that are running through my brain that I'm like, I'm not this. The first season I was like, oh my God, I'm not all these things that she is. How am I going to play this? And I was so scared that they would see that. They'd be like, she's not as strong as we need her to be. We need to cast somebody else. And I would have been like, yeah, I get it. I'm strong in a different way. So I don't know. I don't know if I can help that.
And I just to double on that too. I don't think vulnerable is supposed to be the negative stigma a lot of people give it nowadays. Totally. The show emotion is pure and it's genuine. It makes you human. So, that's why I kind of translate the word vulnerable to being one of those people that say, I'm not afraid to show you who I am, how I feel at all times. So that's what I'm saying with both of those, both of the characters. I see a lot of like seeing through them saying like, I see the emotion that's being said. No matter what society may want to marginalize you in being, you can just see the feelings like right on the sleeve. So that's why I said maybe it's something with your personal life. And obviously, as you said, you're going to do what you want to do, feel however you want to feel. You don't care what nobody thinks.
Yeah. I mean, vulnerability is strength, right? Yeah. I mean, it takes it takes a lot of strength to be able to say, I'm here, this is who I am, and I'm not going to hide that. And if you don't like that, then I guess that's okay, because you can feel the way that you want to feel too. You're allowed to. And yeah, it's just that's the type of strength that I'm interested in. I'm interested in characters who have that complexity and who aren't just like, I don't feel anything, I'm strong. You know, that's not, I can't relate to that, so I'm not really interested in it. Yeah.
Can we talk about the action? I mean, you guys have had some pretty cool action sequences on cliffs, and and I know some of it is visual effects, but what do we have to look forward to in the new season? Like
there are some pretty crazy stunts this year because as you've seen the teaser, the first planet that we see is a water planet, so a lot of our stunts had to do with water in the beginning of the season. I don't think I'll ever forget standing on this. They built the top of the Jupiter 2. They built the top deck so that we could stand and interact with it. And standing on the top of the Jupiter 2 while these massive water hoses just sprayed us down from all directions. And Molly and I have a sequence with, I don't know if I can say exactly what it is, but we do a lot in water, to the point where, without giving too much away, there's a lot of swimming, and a lot of the stunts that you see this year are a lot more intense across all of the characters. Taylor had an intense swimming sequence last year with the straps, and there's more of the actual practical work, I think, this year than there was in the last season.
Yeah, I do a huge running sequence,
which I'm glad you had to do.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm quite actiony in this one, more so than I was in the first season, so it's cool.
It's fun though. You feel like you're playing dress up, but someone's put a lot of money into it.
Do you guys ever listen to music and you pretend you're in a music video, or like you're in a movie and you're like, I'm really living this is my truth right now?
All the time.
Well, that's how right? I mean, that's how it feels. It feels like the writing is conducive to that kind of world of, for this, I guess that's like acting. I mean, we're lucky in that way that it feels like, oh my gosh, I get to be like the action version of myself for an episode. I really get to do that. It's cool.
Finally get to be a badass. Finally, for once in my life.
Sure, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.